Today's date is August 20th, 2021. Thank you for tuning in to the Casual Highlight Show, where we educate, inform, and inspire while having a conversation about sports. My name is Al High, and today I want to discuss Kevin Durant and Draymond Green interview that was on Bleacher Report. Now, I had to watch this interview. I watched it once and I watched it again. And so I have a couple things down that we need to discuss about this. Usually I'm in my hat, but I got my hair cut so I look fresh. Had to put my little readers on so we can make sure that we look good on the camera. And let's go ahead and get into it. But during this interview, I wanted to get this part off of my chest. I did not have any issue with Kevin Durant going to Golden State. In fact, I need to go ahead and just campaign about this right now. I believe sometimes sports fans can be hypocrites. How is it that LeBron James can go ahead and leave and go to Miami, but Kevin Durant decides to go to Golden State and he doesn't get the same amount of respect and amount of gratitude? That's what I think. I was excited about it, and I was actually sad that he left and went to Brooklyn, but I totally get it because people on the media, people on social media, people in the regular media, and the people in the world think, well, you need to have your very own team to be considered a legend and lead them to a championship, and that makes you a legend. I have different opinions about that. I'll probably talk about that on a different video, but I think that's totally unfair. I think that's bogus. I think that's BS. But I really want to vent about this right now because as I've listened to this interview and really sitting down dissecting this for the last couple of years, I really believe there were a lot of LeBron fans, but not many Cleveland Cavalier fans. Wasn't a lot of Laker fans. And I mean, it's a bunch of Laker fans, but I think now because LeBron is in LA, I think it's a lot more Laker fans. Miami Heat fans. I think it's a lot more Miami Heat fans because of LeBron James. But I believe in general that there was more James fans than there were Cleveland Cavalier fans and Heat fans, and maybe Laker fans, but really the Cavs and the Heat fans combined. But then you had Dwayne Wade in Miami. But you definitely had more LeBron fans than Cleveland Cavalier fans. So I believe, and we all know about the story of LeBron James coming out of Ohio, coming from St. Vincent St. Mary High School. I believe there was like a love for LeBron, and he was like the next greatest thing. I mean, they talked about it on every magazine, had all over ESPN. It was like he was destined to be the all-time greatest basketball player since Michael Jordan. Then, we had 2010. LeBron went to Miami. I think everybody else in America clapped but the Cleveland Cavalier fans. And we looking at the Cleveland Cavalier fans like, why are you burning jerseys? What's the problem? What's the issue? I believe everybody in America was happy that LeBron went to Miami to play with D. Wade and Chris Bosh. I kind of wish it would have been Melo, but Chris Bosh was what he was. I think he was a great addition to the Big Three. Now, we knew that was not LeBron James' team. That was Dwayne Wade's team. Dwayne Wade stepped aside and let the best player, LeBron, handle the business and bring home two out of 4 rings. Okay, I'm going somewhere with this. We get to 2016 with Kevin Durant. The people talking about his free agency. Really, they started talking about his free agency in 2014, of where Kevin Durant was going to go. Like the season of 2015, there was a lot of injuries. They fired Scotty Brooks. They bring in Billy Donovan, who was at Florida at the time, to become the head coach with Oklahoma City. That Scott Brooks went. The Washington Wizards ended up hiring him to lure Durant to become part of the Wizards. And you got to go back in the time. One thing he did say, the reason why he made this move to Golden State was for basketball purposes. Let's say it one more time. He left because of basketball purposes. He admired how Golden State moved the ball. He admired the gameplay of Golden State. Let's even go further back. We a lot of us, media only gets so much given to them. You have different stories inside the locker room. The players know certain things. This is just Al High's theory. I believe when James Harden in 2012 left and got traded to the Rockets, and they didn't want to pay James Harden an additional $5 million to stay in Oklahoma City, that was a strike right there, in my opinion. They said, okay, well, we got Russell Westbrook. Well, it's gonna be me and Russ. Okay. And then 2016, you have a 3-1 series lead on Golden State, and you need to go ahead and finish them, and go ahead and shut the door. Go ahead and close it. And it wasn't closed out. He was like, well, shoot, I'm free agency. Let me go ahead and go. It was just time to go. And we will, I don't think we'll really understand all the reasons why he left Oklahoma City. He said basketball purposes, which, okay, cool beans. When you're being recruited by Draymond Green in the parking lot of Game 5 in NBA Finals to come play for you, then when you have Steph Curry coming to New York to come see you, when you have Steve Kerr, Bob Meyer, and then you have the logo, one of the greatest probably GMs will go down in history as one of the best GMs of talent as well in NBA history, by the name of Mr. Jerry West. When you got him in your ear saying why you need to come to Golden State, why would you not make that move? Oh, I'm staying at Oklahoma City. Nah, bruh. This is Mr. Jerry West. This is the one who found Kobe Bryant. This is the one who has put together several teams. He even helped recruit Paul George and Kawhi Leonard to come and convince the management with the Clippers for them to come together and form that the Paul George and Kawhi Leonard duo. You got to understand, Jerry West has an eye for talent. So of course, you're going to take that particular phone call. But I don't think he got, and everybody was throwing eggs at him, except the Golden State fans. The Golden State fans were loving it, and the manager just wanted to be a winner. I don't blame him. I had friends and family members just was upset, like, man, basketball is going to be boring. I'm thinking to myself, well, y'all millionaires, you make all this money, man, step your game up. In the great words of Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. Stop complaining, get out there. If such and such taking 500, you take 600 or 700. Why are the other teams in the league complaining? Why? Life happens, and they had the money to do it. Curry's ankles at the time. Curry was making, I think at the time, $44 million. And the reason why they didn't want to pay Curry his amount of money, a bunch of money, because he was injury prone and had ankle issues. Hey, it just happened. Look, and the chips fell that way, and he went to Golden State. But I love it, and I hate it, and I loved watching them play basketball there. And I'm like, man, we got Durant, we have Klay Thompson, Steph, we got the Chef Curry. Then you got the bench coming in there. You got Draymond Green. You had, Andre Iguodala. You have all these particular players. So I enjoy it. What I'm trying to say is, man, we need to lay off Kevin Durant. Stop saying, listen, let it go. Let it go about, man, he should have stayed there in OKC. If the man wasn't happy about where he was at, what's the problem? He was a free agent. Oh, that's not how, when I was growing up, we would have stayed, with our team for least, but that's not true. Times change. Things change. Vehicles have changed. The food that we eat has changed. Technology has changed. These glasses have changed. Styles change. Clothing changes. Everything changes. Either for the better or for the worse. Thought evolves. But you still worried about, well, that's how we did it back in the day. Now there's some things, I could have been, I agree, I disagree on some things about certain changes. But when it comes to this, when it comes to employment, and then everybody was making these other excuses, well, the economy of basketball and these other, man, listen, The man is a contractor. This is his life. This is his livelihood of what he wants to do. Leave this man alone. I still think Durant is probably go down as a top 5 player in the NBA of all time. Definitely one of the greatest scorers that we've ever seen in the league. Now, I had to get that rant off for just a moment. Let me go ahead and get into this interview part. The one thing I did not like about this interview is that they threw shade at Bob Meyer and Steve Kerr, Draymond and KD. I think one of the questions was, what made you decide to leave? And they went back to that incident in the game where Draymond and KD got into it during the game. And KD and Draymond both agreed, well, the reason why it broke up is because of Steve Kerr and Bob Meyer. Look, man, don't be blaming nobody else, no other grown man for what for y'all beefing what y'all did. Don't be blaming no other man about that. Man, y'all could have went in that locker room. Y'all could have handled y'all business. Then I like how they went and quoted The Last Dance and said, hey, well, when Scotty didn't do what he's supposed to do, everybody in the locker room, was upset and disappointed him and got on him. Okay, yeah. So what happened to the other leaders in the locker room that y'all didn't come together and get y'all stuff together? No, this is what I think. I think because of all the chatter that Kevin Durant was hearing, I think he left because of all the chatter. Where you have to have your own team in order to be great, and for order for us to honor you, you need to go get your own team. You shouldn't have never joined that team on the West Coast called Golden State because they messed up a championship for LeBron James. Because we wanted to see LeBron James dominate and win all these different rings because LeBron James deserved it. That's what I think. I think he saw all that chatter. And this is how I know that chatter bothered him. When you have a burner account, and using a burner account to be calling other NBA fans out about basketball, that means you're sensitive in some areas about what people think. That's just what I think. I think because of the chatter, that even your own GM Bob Meyer was like, no, this is not Kevin Durant's team. This is Steph's team. Even though Kevin Durant was Finals MVP back-to-back time, which is interesting. Steph Curry has never been the final in the times they've been to the NBA Finals and won. Steph Curry has not been the Finals MVP. It's been Andre Iguodala and been Kevin Durant. So that's what I think why they left. But don't go out here going to go blame two other grown men because they made you want to apologize and that broke the whole team. But nah, man, Kevin Durant, you wanted to leave prior to the start of that season. You was looking for other options to have to go and move forward. It is what it is, Jerry. I know you can't say that on Bleacher Report. Certain things you can say. You was candid and you was raw, but we all know you was looking for something different. When you have a burner account, yeah, you was looking for something else. But with that being said, man, that's pretty much, yeah, I've covered everything. But great, otherwise pretty good interview. Draymond Green, I really believe he has something set up for him when he's retired in the media and doing interviews. I like his style. Even when he was on Inside the NBA this past season, in the studio with Barkley and Shaq and Ernie Johnson and Kenny the Jet Smith, he has a really great talent for doing one-on-one interviews and analyzing the game. So I am looking forward to the after career in the things that Draymond is going to be doing. As far as Kevin Durant with the New Jersey Nets, he does have James Harden. I'm looking forward to this season, a full season where players have rested. I'm looking forward to what now you're going to have a healthy Kyrie Irving. You're going to have a healthy James Harden. You're going to have a healthy Kevin Durant. Are they going to come out the East? I really believe, in the game where that Game 7 between Milwaukee and Brooklyn, Kevin Durant put up 49 points. Kevin Durant did everything he could to keep his team in it. And I do believe he gained a lot of respect back after that game because of the way he put that team on his back and did everything that he could to get his team in position to win, and they just came up short. But this season, I'm not gonna give you my picks right now, but it's gonna Brooklyn gonna be we gonna see what's up with all the dust settles with for camp and everything. I'm looking forward to this season. Hey, that's my time. Listen, my name is Al High. Thank you for tuning in today to my take on the Draymond Green interview and my thoughts on Kevin Durant. Please subscribe to my channel. Please leave a comment. Tell me what you think about the interview and your thoughts about it. And your thoughts even about Kevin Durant's journey from Oklahoma City to Golden State to Brooklyn. That being said, my name is Al High. Remember, God is love, and disrespect your senses.